had my first job interview ever at Zeke's Computer Repairs. The interview went so well that I got hired on the spot, but I told the shop owner Zeke that I couldn't take the job due to my living situations and I wasn't ready. Zeke already knew I couldn't take the position, but I think that was his way of getting to know me, and for some reason, I felt like I was giving him my life resume. The more I talked, the more he smiled. I can tell he really wanted me for the position, and I felt bad that I couldn't take it. So I offered to stop by once a week to help him keep the place clean and organized until he found someone. He loved the idea. Now, the only thing I couldn't quite figure out was why did John Doe show me his house? Why did he want to rob his friend? Did Zeke really know who I was? Could I really trust him? I didn't have the answers to any of those questions. The next few months came, and I really didn't have to worry about breaking into houses much. Zeke paid me well for the little help I did around the shop, and Carmen always found a way to cover up for me so I can go. Zeke would send gifts back for her kids and a little extra cash to help her out as well. He was a real gentleman. Last week, unexpectedly, everything about our relationship changed. It all started one morning. I rolled over and John Doe wasn't in bed. I thought maybe he's using the bathroom, but after laying for about 15 minutes, I realized he was gone. And of course, his phone went right to voicemail. So I got up and took a hot shower, made a mimosa, and had a seat on the balcony. It was a beautiful morning. So I reclined my chair and just let the sun sink into my melanin skin. For some reason, I really wasn't mad that John Doe wasn't there. I kind of enjoyed my alone time. Just listening to the sounds of the early birds chirping was everything. But during my relaxation, I look up and see John Doe walking from around the corner. And there was only two people who we knew that stayed in those apartments, his sister and Brina. Now, I highly doubt that he stayed at his sister's two-bedroom apartment with her kids, boyfriend, and whoever else was over there. So there was no need for me to ask a million questions. I already knew where he stayed. He came in quietly, trying not to make a sound. I sat on the balcony watching him through the window. He stumbled throughout the house trying to figure out where I was at. Making his way from the kitchen, he spotted me, and the look on his face was priceless. I know he thought he was going to come home and crawl in bed and pretend like that he never left while I was asleep, but to his surprise, I woke up a little earlier than usual. Once he spotted me on the balcony, he decided to come out and join me. "Hey, baby, what are you doing up so early?" he asked. I sipped on my drink, not sure if I wanted to answer the question or not. "I couldn't sleep, so I made a drink," I say. "Oh, well, I stayed at my sister's last night because it got too late. Plus, I was drunk. I'm about to go hop in the shower real quick." John Doe closed the door behind him, and I just rolled my eyes thinking he could have kept that voluntary lie to himself. Besides, I wasn't in the mood to argue. By the time John Doe made it out of the shower, I decided to chill and watch TV, just to relax. But once John Doe realized that I wasn't mad at him for not coming home, I could already tell that my relaxation would end soon. John Doe walked throughout the house trying to start small talk with me as if his guilty conscience was kicking in. I answered all of his questions, but he definitely knew that I didn't want to be bothered. "So what, you don't want to talk to me or something?" he yells. "I'm just watching TV," I say. "Well, fuck you and your attitude," he yells. John Doe threw the pillow at my face and stormed to the room. Things didn't get any better throughout the day. He turned the music all the way up, blasting Hail Mary by Tupac while I was trying to watch The Housewives. He made sure to purposely bump me every time we walked throughout the house. Then he had the nerve to order a whole pizza and took the whole box into his room and slammed the door behind him. I really didn't care as long as he wasn't bothering me. But then it all happened. Around 9 p.m., with nonstop tension in the apartment, I decided to get a drink from the fridge just to cool off. I opened the can of soda, and out of nowhere, my head went flying forward and soda went everywhere. Reminded me of the first time he slapped me in the back of my head at the movie theater. "Bitch, didn't I say you don't eat or drink without my permission?" For the first time ever, I lost it on him. I grabbed the skillet from the stove and hit him right across the face. He didn't see it coming, so I hit him a few more times until he fell flat on the floor. I had no choice but to run now. I ran upstairs to Carmen's apartment and beat on the door until she opened it. When she finally opened it, I could tell she was having family time with her kids. They were all in pajamas, laughing and playing. I didn't want to ruin the kids' night, so I put on a fake smile and said, "Hey, I was just checking on y'all to see what type of fun y'all were up here having." I then waved at the kids and ran down the stairs as fast as I could to get away from those apartments. After about 5 minutes of running nonstop, I could see Carmen's minivan speeding up behind me. "Come on, girl, what's going on? Get in." I jumped into her minivan and told her to drive fast. I was so scared, my whole body was shaking. I explained to Carmen everything that happened, and she was angry instantly. Baby girl, a man will only do what you allow him to do. When will you get tired? Says Carmen. Carmen, I really don't want to hear the lectures right now. You don't have a choice at this point. If you don't allow me to help guide you, then continue to bounce your dumb ass off his fist if you like it. You just know it all and can't nobody tell you shit. I really do love you and I don't want to see you hurt. I'm asking that you get into your Bible and remember all the good that our God was before he took your family from you. I know you're hurt and you're angry, but it's time that we get you on a better path. Carmen has never spoken to me like that. I couldn't even be mad at her because she was like the big sister I never had. And I know she only wanted the best for me and everything she said was true. Some reason, I felt like God was upset with me, and I was honestly scared and didn't know how to get him back into my life. It was late, and I knew Carmen had to get back to her kids, so I asked her to drop me off at Zeke's house. I didn't know what to expect, considering that the one and only time I've ever been to his house was to rob him. Carmen stopped in front of Zeke's place. I gave her a hug and told her I would call. I rang the doorbell, hoping that he wouldn't be upset. I saw his room light come on, and seconds later, he came down and opened the door, and Carmen drove off. Shyla? Hey, Zeke, is it bad timing? I asked. No, I'm just happy you used the front door, he says. He noticed I'd been crying and invited me in. He handed me a drink and went upstairs. He came back down the stairs about 5 minutes later, went to the bathroom and turned the bath water on. Afterwards, he brought me a t-shirt, basketball shorts, and 2 towels. The bedroom next to the bathroom is yours when you get out, said Zeke. I thanked him and got into the bubble bath. His bathroom was huge with a beautiful jacuzzi-style bathtub. Once I started to relax, I heard Maxwell, Pretty Heaven, started to play through the house speakers. And for some reason, I began to forget about the whole fucked up day I had earlier. I soaked my hot body in a bathtub for about an hour. I even dipped my head under the water a few times. I scrubbed my body from head to toe, literally trying to get John Doe's energy completely off of me. When I got out the bathroom, Zeke was sitting on the couch watching TV as if nothing ever happened. I was hesitant about going to the room right away or going to thank Zeke for being there for me. So I put my clothes in the room, then I went to sit on the couch beside him. He placed his hands on my thigh and kissed me on my forehead and told me that everything would be all right, as if he already knew what happened. Thank you for helping me, Zeke. I really appreciate it. No problem. Dating a guy like John Doe, I can only imagine what you're going through, says Zeke. What? Wait. How do you know I dated him? And what do you really know about me? I yelled. At this point, I was terrified. I knew who he was, but I never told him that I knew John Doe. Relax, Shy. I'm not going to hurt you. If I wanted to, I could have given you to him the night you tried to rob me. Why do you think it was so easy for you to get in, sweetheart? See, I tried to set me up? Yeah, but no. It was like, if I did this one last favor for him, he would leave me alone for good. He protected me once when we were kids and felt like that I owe him my whole life for it. The only peace I've ever had since I've known him is when he was away for them 10 years. When I first saw you, I honestly felt sorry for you. And I couldn't go through with the plan, so instead of getting myself out, I'd rather save you, says Zeke. I didn't know what to say. I was upset and hurt that they tried to set me up. But the feeling went away once I realized that Zeke really did care for me. I started to feel embarrassed about the whole situation. He saw the tears spot out my face and wiped them away slowly. He then gave me another forehead kiss and a kiss on my lips. When he kissed me on my lips, my body got weak instantly and he knew it. He picked me up from the couch and carried me up the stairs to his room, kissing me the whole time. When we got to his room, he laid me across his bed and slowly undressed me. He reached on his nightstand and got his baby oil and turned on his house speakers again. This time, the speaker was playing Yo by Chris Brown. Zeke massaged my whole body from top to bottom, spending extra time around my backside. He probably knew that my body was sore from the constant body slams I took from John Doe. As he's rubbing my back, I felt his warm tongue slide into my ass. He slowly rolled his tongue all over my entire body. He then rose me on my back and pulled his mandingo out. I thought to myself, he is huge, and I'm ready to take every bit of it. Zeke made love to me until the sun came up. We were both out of breath, and my body felt refreshed. He kissed me on my forehead and told me to get some rest. He then hopped in the shower and got ready for work. My only rule was, if I decided to cook, I had to save something for him. And that's the only demand he had from me. I actually needed that day of rest.